And now we're going to look at an experience from another participant. We have Prabakaran from Chennai. Nithyananda Ayya, would introduce yourself to all the viewers all across the globe.
Yeah, Nithyananda Maharaj. My name is Prabakaran. I live in Chennai in India. So right now I work for one of the IT company in Chennai, and I have been associated with Swamiji and Sangha since 2006. My very first program I attended in March 2007 in Hyderabad. So that is where my journey started. Like I started with ASP, and then I attended NSP, and then ASP and BSP, and then I attended healer initiation, and then whatever program Swamiji conducted after that, like end with, and then Kalpadaru, and then finally that ultimate experience, inner awakening, and then Shivoham, and then this Kumbh Mela in Ujjain. So that's how my journey has been continuing with Swamiji now. It's been close to 14 to 15 years experience with Swamiji. I feel very blessed to have Swamiji in my life, because I have been experiencing the Swamiji's teachings, and then whatever blessings he has given. Literally, I'm experiencing in my life, starting from the first job I got it, and then till now, like after marriage and then after kids, every stage of my life, Swamiji has been there, blessing us, guiding us. So living blissfully with Swamiji's guidance.
Wonderful, Ayya. I can actually relate a lot with what you're sharing, which is the time that, like how you were sharing with, from starting from the times when Swamiji himself would conduct the ASP, the NSP, and then the BSP, and then there is a set of programs that happen one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. The times when Swamiji himself used to conduct all these programs, and Swamiji himself would actually take the initiations, the Kalpataru, give us all and spend time with us. I'm sure that so many people who are watching us at this point in time, we also have the new viewers who are watching us, and at the same time, we also have so many old devotees who can actually remember those times, like even while you cherish those moments with Swamiji. Please go ahead, Ayya.
Yeah, absolutely. So NSP was the very first session I attended directly with the Swamiji. Okay, that was the first session with the Swamiji's presence in Bidadi Ashramam, right? So that is where I felt the presence of Swamiji's, right? So that itself, it was like a very ultimate experience. NSP is the very special program conducted by Swamiji, right? So that will give you a complete death experience. You'll be like a new person after that NSP program. So very first experience with Swamiji was like, during NSP, we can go and ask whatever questions you have, like how we are asking Devi right now, the Cosmic Mother. Same way, like we can go and approach Swamiji directly in face to face, and then ask whatever questions you have. I used to have a lot of silly questions during that time, because I was not that mature enough to ask proper questions, because that was the starting of my spiritual life. I used to ask all simple questions, but I used to have 3 to 4 questions in mind when I approach Swamiji. We'll be standing in the queue. The way I go near to him, right? Whatever questions I have completely to disappear when I stand in front of Swamiji. I don't know what to ask. Then Swamiji will bless, and then I'll be just moving away from that place. So that is the experience I felt the very first time in NSP, because Swamiji knows what is that he has to give or bless for the devotees. Whatever silly questions we have, that will completely disappear without even opening your mouth. So that was the very first experience.
Yes, I understand. Sorry to interrupt you, but I understand what you're sharing. As Swamiji always shares, right? Swamiji always attends to the questioner, not just the question that is being put. Because many times our questions come from our mind, and we ourselves are not very sure if that is what we actually need in our life or want in our life. But Swamiji knows it, because he's there in each and every one of us. And this has been an experience of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people, where the moment they go in front of Swamiji, they would have memorized everything. Actually, this is from my own personal experience as well. Like just before I became an Adinavasi and joined the Gurukul, there'll be a list of things that you'd actually want to ask Swamiji. The moment you go and stand in front of Swamiji, or even just have the eye contact in front of Swamiji during the Bhava Samadhi darshans or during the energy darshans, that's it. You just go blank, and there is nothing that is actually sitting in your mind. It's just he just gives you what it is. Please go ahead, Ayya.
Correct. So that was the very first experience with the Swamiji. Uh, During that same session, right? So actually, I was having fear about driving the, or riding the bike, right? So when I was in Hyderabad, that was the very first time I started riding the bike. Okay, especially during the turns, I used to have a very, very fear about taking the turn because during school days when I was riding with my cousin, right? So we had a very bad experience while taking the turn. So that got into in my system very strongly. So whenever I take any turn, like always that fear will be there in my mind. Okay, so I asked Swamiji like this is going on in my mind, and then before the program also I actually fell down. Okay, like 1 week before I fell down while taking the turn, but that time it was rainy, also rainy season, so that also added for this incident to happen. So that time I fell down, I had a lot of scratches in my hands. Okay, and then after a week I attended this program. I clearly told Swamiji this is what I'm experiencing. Swamiji clearly mentioned you don't have to worry about this, I'm removing this from your system. Okay, so after that incident, after that blessings from Swamiji, again after a week, again I fell down at the same place. Okay, but due to various reason, okay, even though I fell down, okay, I didn't have a single scratch on my body. Okay, and then I
Wonderful.
did not even feel that I fell down from the bike. One person came and lifted me. That is where I felt I already fell down. Okay, so that is where I realized I fell down. So what I'm trying to highlight here is even though I fell down another time, the blessings I received from Swamiji that took care of me. I didn't have a single scratch on my body. I was completely safe. Okay. After that incident, no incident so far. I'm completely out of that fear. I'm living and then riding bike comfortably now.
Wonderful, yeah. So it's
Okay.
actually so nice to hear about how when in every situation, like Swamiji is here, not just when we look at him as Paramashiva, that the incarnation himself coming down, doing Kailasa and so much of huge things, but at the same time, attending to each and every one of us in our personal lives, whether as simple as whatever we want to do or giving us enlightenment, but he is there. He is there just for us, continuously available, just to make sure to give us that experience that he is there. And the examples that you are sharing, and these kind of things, like as you're sharing, bike rides can also be very fatal, and especially accidents, you never know what is going to happen the next moment. But as you're sharing, you just walked out of it without even a scratch. You didn't even realize that you had an accident because you just because he protected you so much. So that's such a beautiful sharing area that you're having. Would you like to share with every one of us how I'm sure that you received the Akashic readings from Devi Parashakti herself. So before we actually just jump into it, can you share something about how you actually prepared, like overall about the Akashic readings? When Swamiji introduced about the Devi Parashakti Akashic readings, how it was, what was your experience, and how you actually prepared yourself for experiencing Devi Parashakti in your life?
Okay, so when Swamiji started about this Arul work, right? That is how it started, that program, right? So Arul work is very famous in my life journey, okay? Because my father, mother, everybody has been going through because from the villages we used to see this directly, right? So Arul work is very famous word for me. When Swamiji said he is going to have this Arul work session, I was very super happy because I have a wonderful opportunity to go and ask whatever is stuck in my mind currently. So that was the immediate experience I had, and then I started, watching Arul Walk. So what I experienced so far, Parashakti has given two answers to me. I have posted three questions so far. Okay, I got answer for two of them. Okay, the very first one. Okay, like that was for my wife because she has been going through some health issues here and there always. So wanted to seek Parashakti's blessings. So that was the very first time I started putting that question. I put that question for multiple times, but intention was not very strong. Then my wife came and then she felt, Swamiji or Parashakti asked to answer this time. She put that question. The very second message she put Parashakti answer for my wife. So
Oh, wow.
that was it. experience, I felt the intention, how much is the intention you have while posting the question, definitely I'm going to get the answer. So that was the experience when I got the first answer from my wife. Okay.
Wonderful, yeah. Actually, like how you're sharing, right? It's actually not about how many times that you pose the question. Especially all of us, when we are seeing, there are thousands of questions. Literally, the moment you put your question, it disappears into the chat. And it's not about how many times you put the question. Like how Prabakaran Ayya beautifully shared. It's actually the intensity and the intention that you want to receive the answer from Devi Parashakti. It is that seeking that you hold. The moment you have this right seeking, the intense seeking, you will see that Devi Parashakti just answers you. And even that answer is not always the physical answer that is needed, but she just answers it to you in your life for you to have the experience. Go ahead, Ayya.
Yeah. And then the latest answer I got it from Parashakti day before yesterday, right? So actually, as I mentioned, I work for an IT organization. As you all know, what's happening in the world, this pandemic situation, especially IT people started working from home, right? So they call it as new normal. Okay. So that actually put me in a lot of, I would say like a pressure, I would say, because I start the day in the morning, 10 o'clock, and then like it goes on, and then it will end somewhere like 10 or 11 in the night, right? So close to 12 to 14 hours, I'll be completely on, phone calls. Okay, I'll be attending my team members, and then I'll be completely on phone calls. Even I will not even get a chance to just set up from my chair and then go and have a cup of tea. Even cup of tea will come to my table actually. That is how life is running right now. Okay. I was thinking, what is that I'm living right now? Is this really needed? Okay, is there anything which I need to do? Okay, so that is where I thought, so Parashakti is available for all of us right now. So as Veda Swarupananda clearly mentioned, right? Parashakti is available for us, like for the billions of people. It's open to all. But how many of you actually connected with Swamiji and with Parashakti? How many of you using this opportunity to take the blessings from Parashakti and move on with your life with the proper direction, right? So then I decided, let me go and check with Parashakti, what is that we can do. So I have been thinking about starting some business, but this thinking has been going on for a couple of years, a few years, I would say. I'm not able to actually move out of the current work and then get into some new business. So this has been going on. So currently it is stuck. So I thought I'll check with Parashakti also. So I posted questions about my business also. That was my second question. I didn't get the answer for the second time because I think intention was not very strong, I felt. So third question, right, day before yesterday, I put that question for, not for business actually, I put that question for unclutching initiation because I have been watching satsang. Strongly, I felt unclutching is going to be the wonderful technique for me to, move on with my life, right? Because whatever experience I'm going through the other side of the life, I mean, professional side. So I thought unclutching is going to be the ultimate technique for me to get into it. So I started watching a lot of unclutching videos. I started practicing unclutching at the night before I go to bed. So as I have started, I thought let me take the initiation from Parashakti so that experience, that whatever unclutching I'm practicing, that will be getting to my deeper level. So that's where I felt I posted that question. Day before yesterday, I posted the question first time. Intention was very strong. Second question, like actually I was doing yoga that time. I always have a practice, like anything which I wanted to make it reality. I create a space during my yoga. Okay, because Swamiji clearly mentioned when you create a space during your yoga, that's going to be manifested for sure. So when I put the question day before yesterday, I was actually doing yoga. I put only once. After 10 minutes, I just put second question. I was doing yoga. I felt very strong intention that I'm doing yoga. It's going to be manifested. The very second Swamiji called out my name, I stopped my yoga. I was just completely stunned, and then I was listening to Parashakti. Okay. I was very happy that when Parashakti called out my name, and then even though I asked about unclutching initiation, I got the initiation Diksha for unclutching. Along with that, whatever open question was there till now about my business, even for that business also Parashakti has answered. So whatever stuck so far in my mind, I got the answer for now. So now Parashakti has blessed given the way forward. So I need to look into the, a way is, suggested by Parashakti and move forward in my life. So that's the latest.
Wonderful, yeah. Actually, just like how you are sharing, like there are so many different things that we can actually listen to from what you've been sharing. And as you've been sharing, right, there are like multiple different instances at which you put. So first time you actually put it on behalf of your wife, and then it was like you just put it casually. But when she put it for herself out of the deep intention, it just came out as a reality. Devi Parashakti immediately answered her, and she was healed. And the next time that you were sharing about, right? The second time when you put a question about your business, you were also not very sure about it, whether you have to get some answer out of it. But you just like, okay, casually just put it across. As you told, nothing came across. But the third time, you were sharing that you were doing the yoga. This is something that every one of us would have to be part of. May I know how long have you been doing the Nithyananda yoga?
Okay, so this is another interesting story. Actually, I would thank this pandemic for this, yoga which I'm practicing right now. I started, actually, I used to do here and there, not daily practice. When pandemic started, when Swamiji said this is the time we have to look in, right? So that is where I decided on that very day. I started last year, May 1st, 2020. I decided I'm going to do yoga for continuously, even without missing a single day, right? So if you ask me right now, I think 380 plus days, even without missing a single day, I have completed
Of continuous yoga.
Nithyananda Yoga. Yeah.
380 days plus days of continuous yoga without a miss even a single day.
That is correct. Yes.
Wow, wonderful. So, viewers, I actually want every one of you who are watching us live, I want every one of you to listen and to see Swamiji actually, when the COVID started itself, when the lockdowns had started itself, Swamiji personally told, just stick to the spiritual life, spiritual routine of doing the kriyas, the pancha kriyas, the pancha shuddhi kriyas, the Nityananda yoga, the Nitya puja, the satsang, and the unclutching initiation. Just these 5 different things will just make you completely prepared for you to experience the entire lockdown, for you to experience and actually manifest the reality during this entire lockdown. We all know so many people who have lost their lives physically, who have been broken down mentally, nervously in their emotional system. How in various levels the lockdown has impacted, and people have just broken down, shattered down into pieces. But in our lives, because Swami has continuously been there, continuously making himself available through the Paramashivoham, through the Paramashiva Ganas, through the Bhava Samadhi Darshans, now using the Parashakti Akashic readings. In every single level, Swamiji is continuously making himself more and more and more and more available. And just like how he had shared, that continuously just doing the spiritual routine, as he shared, right? I know when I create a space during the yoga, it will always become a reality. And it is 100% true. I've seen that in my own life. When you do the spiritual routine with integrity, you will see that entire day becomes so powerful. And as he shared, when he just held that space during the Nityananda yoga, while he was doing the Nityananda yoga and posted that question, that just came down as a reality. And Devi Parashakti answered not only the question that he posted about the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, but also answered about his business and what he actually needs to do. What is the purpose of his life, and what is the business he needs to do towards that purpose of the life as well. And that is such a powerful and a wonderful sharing, Ayya. And is there anything else that you'd like to share with every one of us on this stage here?
Yes, Maharaj. So I would strongly recommend, right? So definitely everybody is stuck in their life. Definitely we will seek for some consultation or recommendation from the experts. Correct? That we do always. Now, right now, we have Parashakti available for us. Okay. So even if you go and approach some other people or expert for suggestions or recommendation, always we will have a second thought whether do we need to go in that direction or not. Here, Parashakti, Cosmic Mother is available for us. Whatever is stuck in your life, use this opportunity. Pose the question with the intention that Parashakti is going to give you answer. Definitely, you'll be getting the answer. Whatever answer you are going to get it, you will not have a second thought whether we need to follow or not. Just close your eyes and then blindly follow that. You are going in the right direction. Parashakti will take care of you. And then I feel very blessed because Parashakti called out my name, and then her, her presence, and then the way she, the tone, everything is still going in my mind because I feel like blessed, got the, direction how to move forward. So I would strongly suggest whoever is stuck in their life, whatever questions you have, it doesn't matter. Definitely, if with the proper intention, if you ask, you'll be getting the answers from Parashakti. That's going to be the solution for whatever we are going through. So
Wonderful,
that's,
Ayya. Yes, you wanted to share something? Sorry.
no, that's all. Just wanted to conclude with that.
Oh, wonderful, Ayya. I actually thank you very much for coming up on the stage and sharing your experience. And as you rightly said, no question is big, no question is small. Have the right intention to receive that seeking, intense seeking to receive the answer from Devi Parashakti. And as you said, just do it. She has told, just do it. If you are having that intention that when she tells, I will make it as a reality, you will see that Devi Parashakti will answer you and you will get the blessings of Devi Parashakti in your life. Thank you very much, Ayya, once again for coming up and sharing in today's segment. And so now it's actually time that we move to the next participant. We have a lot more participants who are waiting and are ready to share their experiences, their miracles with Devi Parashakti in each and every one of their lives. So I request every one of you to please stay tuned for us to move to the next participant today.